Lee, this was a big game this past Thursday, man. Commanders against Green Bay. I mean, the Micah Parsons Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love, and man, this was a big one. But it ended up as I thought actually that the Commanders was going to win this game, and it was really shocking. I wouldn't say shocking, right? But it was surprising to see that Green Bay pulled this off, and what that really is telling the NFL and serving notice for other teams. Green Bay already beat Detroit, which was a top team last year, and now they beat the Commanders, who were in the NFC Championship game last year. And so what this is saying, at least right now, week 2, is that the Green Bay Packers are for real. They look like a really, really good, well put together team. Jordan Love looks good. The defense with Micah Parsons, from it looks like he was putting some pressure on Jaden Daniels. But how much stock can you put into that, right? Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons, and of course they in the limelight. He knows everybody's watching. He's going 100%. And are they going to get that effort every week? Day in, day out, every week, are they going to get that effort from Micah Parsons? Regardless, I think he did well. I think he did what he was supposed to do with them bringing him here, giving up all those picks. But I don't know, man. I mean, what do you think about Green Bay? I think they look good. I think they might be one of the top teams when you look at it coming down into the end of the season.
Yeah, I think before the season started, they were touted as a top NFC team. The two games, in my estimation, I think they were predicted to win. I expected them to win those games. Detroit, I like how you did emphasize they were a top team last year. I didn't really have Detroit as a top team coming into this season, just solely based on the fact that they lost two key coordinators and an additional offensive play caller who's now with the Jets. I think it would be sort of disrespectful to think that they would have the exact same level of success losing that many coaches, right?
Yeah.
So the dip in efficiency that you're seeing for Detroit on both sides, that's to be expected. But coming back to this game, the Packers, not a lot of attrition, and more so an acquisition of Micah Parsons. You're expecting the defense to play better. Actually, the offense from a passing perspective with Jordan Love, even though he has some pretty decent stats, if you're looking at the game, you're still seeing a lot of missed opportunities with him.
Yeah.
The offense, the passing game doesn't seem to be as in sync as it should for a team that a lot of people are thinking are Super Bowl ready, right? So I'm looking for the passing game with Jordan Love to click a little bit better. The running game with Jacobs, excellent.
Yeah.
When they do run, I think they're doing a job of balancing both the run and the pass. But going to the Commanders, Jaden Daniels, his play, I think is for a second-year player, coming off an excellent rookie season. His play is steady.
Yeah.
His play is really steady. I don't see a dip in his play, but I think the support around him, that's a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Yes, you have Deebo Samuels. Deebo Samuels, I think, is really the only acquisition, the only offensive component that's kind of holding his weight. But McLaurin, they're having a hard time getting him the ball. Your boy, Zach Ertz, is actually playing pretty good in his, in these latter stages of his career. He's playing pretty good.
Yep.
But the interest, the part of emphasis for that offense is the offensive line. The offensive line is deplorable. It's not. They're not doing a good job protecting Daniels. He's under pressure almost every passing down. When the pressure is, when the defenses are applying the pressure on them, they get through. Jaden Daniels is running for his life, and the running game is horrible.
Yeah.
They have no running game.
Yeah.
I still don't understand how or why they traded Brian Robinson Jr. I always thought he was a good running back. They put all their eggs in this Krosky Merritt / Eckler basket.
Yeah.
And now you have Eckler. He's out for the season. I think he has a Achilles injury. So Krosky Merritt, he's an undersized running back. He's more of a change of pace type of guy, pass catching running back out the backfield, but I don't think he's an every down guy.
Right.
He could prove me wrong, but I just don't see it that way. But it's going to be tough sledding. I don't think they're going to have the same level of success that they had last season, especially now that everybody knows that they're coming.
Right.
They're not surprising anyone. Jaden Daniels play, I think that's going to remain steady.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like you said, with that offensive line, people are going to tee off on them.
Right.
They're going to tee off on them. It's going to be it's going to be they're going to wreak havoc on that line. If Jaden can stay healthy and not get injured because people are going to be coming after him, then
Mhm.
his play was solid. What I was looking at here, from a Packers perspective, they have young receivers. I think they're one of the youngest teams in the league, and their receiver Jaden Reed is out 6 to 8 weeks with a fractured collarbone.
Bone.
So that may take a hit for them too. And you were talking earlier about their passing game that it wasn't quite fluid, enough. And then with him going out, is he the number one receiver or no?
They
Christian
have no
Watson is the
number one
number one.
receiver. They
Okay,
have
so
no
all of
number
them,
one
yeah,
receiver.
yeah,
They
yeah,
all they all number twos, right?
yeah,
They're good number twos.
yeah.
And when I'm saying that, I'm not saying that to be disparaging. It's just that when you look at his play last season, he has number one talent,
Right, absolutely.
right? But
Hmm.
his level of play and the lack of consistency, it doesn't coincide with that of a number one guy.
Yeah,
And I mean, to being respectful here, right? He was part of the problem as to why I had concerns about their consistency because you would have some games where he would be very good, and
right.
then other games when he'd have a whole lot of drops.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they're still that's why they drafted Matthew Golden in the
Gold.
first round because they're looking for a number one guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So Matthew and now they're having a hard time getting him the ball because I mean he has blazing speed. I think there was one when the Green Bay Packers when they were backed up on their own 4 yard line. Jordan Love had Golden open down the field. Had he got him the ball, it would have been a 96-yard touchdown.
Wow. Yeah,
And for Golden, who runs a 4.2,
yeah. He
Jordan Love
blaze it.
he overthrew him.
What?
Yeah, yeah, he
Wow.
overthrew him. He missed him. So, like I said, there's a lot of really good plays that they're missing on that
Yeah,
I'm waiting for them to start hitting on a more consistent basis. They're a good team. They're good enough to be able to have those misses and still come up with these wins against good teams.
yeah, yeah, yeah. If they
Yeah.
put it all together, though, I definitely can still see the Commanders being in the mix in the playoffs. I definitely can see Green Bay being in the mix. I'm not going to put them in the Super Bowl, by any stretch of the imagination. This is just entirely too early for that. A lot of teams got a lot of adjustments to make, and things are going to happen, injuries and all that stuff like that. So that remains to be seen. So we'll hold off on that on putting them in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah. One more note too. 5 minutes left in the game. Jaden Daniels he got hit from behind.
Mm.
They did, and they ended up having to do an MRI on his knee the next, I think, today, either this morning or late last night. No results have come out as of yet, but that is something to monitor and look at going forward.
Yeah. See, we already talking about it, the injuries.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is a long season, man. So
Yep.
all right, let's get into these picks for this upcoming week. Let me get my thing here so we could pull this up. All right, so you should be able to see this now. Um, all right, so uh, Giants Cowboys, another NFC East rivalry here. This one, I'm going with the Cowboys in this one. I don't think the Giants are prepared right now. Russell Wilson had a rough time last week, so I'm going with the Cowboys in this.
I agree. Cowboys, Giants look like they're in disarray. The defense didn't come out looking the way I expected them to look. I thought the defense would have been the catalyst for this team going for this season as they try to get the offense kind of coordinated. Russell Wilson doesn't look. He looks like a shell of himself.
Mhm.
And now you're starting to see some turmoil with their star offensive weapon, Malik Neighbors, and the coach, right? So Malik Neighbors isn't happy.
Right?
So something's going to have to happen, or Dable might actually lose his job, which I still think Dable is a good coach, but
Yeah.
I don't think Shane has really put together a really good cohesive unit. And unfortunately, Dable he's going to suffer because of that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I have the Cowboys winning this game.
Yeah. Yeah. That good points on that. All right. Next game: Seahawks Steelers. What's your take on this one?
Um, I think the Steelers are going to win. It's in Pittsburgh. Uh, Aaron Rodgers coming off that 4 touchdown game against the Jets. Steelers they're well coached. Seahawks, the offense, they have an okay running game with Walker and Charbonnet. and on the passing game with Smith and Jigba. But I think Darnold is still trying to get his footing and trying to get acclimated to that offense. So I got Steelers winning.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you on this one. I got the Steelers. Unfortunately, I got to go with old man on this one. You know, even though he threw for 4 touchdowns, we'll see how long old man could actually keep this up. But I definitely got the Steelers in this one. I think right now, Seahawks, like you said, solid, but I'm giving the Steelers the edge in this one for sure. All right, next one. Rams, Titan your Rams and the Titans. I'm going with your Rams on this one. Obviously, you guys hadn't lost that much since last season. You still got this young defense. Matthew Stafford is there. That's the one question mark with the back. And then you saw it last week with the Titans. Cam Ward was trying to get it to his receivers, and they kept dropping the ball. I think Cam Ward is still going to have, a solid game, but you guys' defense may bring in some problems for him. But I think he's still going to be solid. But I got to go with your Rams on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams as well, but I don't say that lightly. If we were coached by anyone other than McVay, I would be concerned that this would be a trap game. I think the world of Cam Ward. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he's going to be one of the great ones. And I see a lot of potential there. If they ever get it clicking, then they're going to be a problem. But our defense is, I think we have a top three, top five at least defense in the league. And I'm pretty sure McVay and his team, they're going to, scheme something up to try to give him some trouble this game. And then you got, of course, Matthew Stafford in that offense on the other side. So I think we should, even though we're not at home, Titans going to be home. It's going to be a Cam Ward's first game as a professional in Tennessee. But I think we're gonna take this one.
Yeah, yeah. One quick question I had for you on that. Devontae Adams
Hmm.
with you guys. How did he look last week? What was your opinion on it? What's
Good,
your take?
good. He
Okay.
looked good. He looked
Yeah.
good. And what's scary is that he and Matthew Stafford saying after the game they're still working on the timing.
Mm.
And why I said it was scary is, man, they had one play. It was like a 20-yard play where he did Matthew Stafford threw this beautiful back shoulder pass to him. And I don't know if any, like I know a lot of people know what that is, but I don't know if anybody realize how difficult that is to execute.
Yeah.
Where you got the guy running down the sideline and the ball is thrown before you're even looking, and when you turn back and the defender's turning back, it's right there on the back shoulder. So it's either he catch it or it goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
And the timing was perfect on the play. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean Devontae Adams, even all through camp, you had Puka saying he wanted Devontae Adams to take the lead on all the drills because he wanted to see how Devontae Adams did it.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's big.
Devontae Adams is the truth. Like he's really good. I'm glad he's on the team, and I think it's just going to get better as the
Yeah.
season goes on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's scary.
You know.
All right. Bills Jets. Somewhat of a well, this is the divisional a
Hmm.
matchup. Bills Jets. Bills coming off the big comeback win against the Ravens last week. And the Jets, losing to old man and them the Steelers. Boy, this one is going to be tight, but I got to give the edge to Josh Allen and the Bills, man. They look really good in that comeback last week. So, but Justin Fields also has a lot of potential, and the Jets have been looking good as well. So this one could go again down to the wire divisional matchup, but I'm going with the Bills.
I'm going to call an upset here.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick the Jets. Solely because I think the Bills defense, they're leaky on the run game.
Yeah.
I know it was the Ravens that they played against. I know it was Derrick Henry, but the Jets, as they have shown an emphasis on the run this season. And look, Justin Fields is an elite running quarterback as well. Brees Hall is an excellent running back. I think the Jets are going to control the line of scrimmage on offense, running the ball, and the Jets defense is underrated. I think the Jets defense, not to say that they're going to shut the Bills down. No, I'm not going to say that, but I think they can keep them within about 20, maybe 30 points. I don't think the Bills can stop the Jets from marching up and down the field on the running game. So, and with the kicking game, I think the Jets have the advantage. I think they're going to pull this out. They're going to pull this out. They're at
Yeah.
home. I think this is going to be an upset.
Yeah, I can't be mad at you on that one. Can't be mad at you. All right, next one: Patriots, Dolphins. What's your take
Ugh,
on that?
or the toilet bowl. Patriots, just because the Dolphins are, I mean, I think they look like one of the worst organizations right now in the league,
Yeah,
and that's saying something when you got the Browns and the Colts and all those other guys out there. So
yeah,
Dolphins look horrible. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
horrible. So just off of that alone, I think the Patriots going to win this one.
yeah, yeah. I'm seeing Tyreek Hill in the news too much.
Hmm.
Domestic violence allegations. Talking with him and the team, somebody just asked him about, somebody told him, they saw that he hadn't had a catch over 30 yards, in a while. It's
Yeah.
just a lot going on with
Yeah.
the Dolphins. Too much. I'm going with the Patriots. They got too much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Jaguars, Bengals. In this one, I know we talked about Trevor Lawrence before, and I know he's a good QB, but you got you got you got Jamar, you got T Higgins, and you got QB
Burrows.
Burrow. Oh, man, why
Hmm.
could I not think of his name? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
they coming into they are there, and the defense was okay last week. So I'm going with the Bengals, man. I don't think the Jaguars. I'm not a bandwagon on the Jaguars right now. Bengals for me.
I'm gonna go Jaguars, and I'm not even gonna call this an upset, right?
Okay, okay,
Yeah, Bengals have not won. Okay, Joe Burrow
yeah,
has never won a week two game.
okay,
He's never won week two,
yeah,
right? He barely won week one last week against the Browns.
true, yeah,
They barely won that game with all the talk they had during the offseason about getting, starting fast. They're going to switch things up, right? They still barely beat the Browns.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. And if the Browns just had a competent kicker, the Browns would have won.
yeah, true.
So I still think that it's the same old Bengals. They're starting slow. The Jaguars are better coached. They have better personnel than the Browns do. I think the Jaguars are gonna win.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, we're gonna see on that one. That's a good one. All right, 49ers, Saints. I could care less about this game. But let me see. 49ers got too many injuries, man. They got Brock Purdy is out. I think their tight end is out. Yeah, I'm going with the Saints. I think the Saints get their first win this week. I just I don't care about it, but I think the Saints got this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this one some justice too, because I mean, to your point, I was taking a look at this one. Brock Purdy's out, and I think he's gonna be out for a couple of weeks. George Kittle is out; he's gonna be out for a couple of weeks. I don't know if they're gonna be able to overcome that much, but the Saints are not good.
Yeah,
The Saints are not good, right?
yeah.
Shanahan, let me see. They have Matt Jones as the backup quarterback.
Mac Jones, yeah.
If he schemes this right, 49ers could still win this game.
Mm,
I just don't see anyone outside of Alvin Kamara on the Saints to be
yeah,
concerned about. And Alvin Kamara, he's not the Alvin Kamara of old. He's
no,
still very good,
yeah,
but he's not like taking over games.
yeah.
And their quarterback play with Rattler and Shook, like that's still
It is what it
that's in
is.
flux. If Shanahan coaches this game right, the 49ers can pull this one out.
Okay.
So yeah, I think 49ers going to win this one.
That'd be a big one if they could pull that out for sure. Yeah. All right. Next one. Browns, Ravens. Ravens bounced back from a crushing loss to the Bills. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Derrick Henry bounces back. The Browns do have a top defense. However, I Ravens not gonna go 0-2. I'm going with the
Ravens are going to destroy the Browns.
destroy.
Yeah, coming off of that game against the Bills,
Yeah,
they and the Ravens are home.
yeah. Ravens
Yeah,
home.
they're gonna. This isn't gonna be close. This isn't gonna be close.
Even with the Browns defense, one of the top defenses now.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be close.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So And this one we got, the storyline, Bears Lions, and Ben Johnson playing against his former team. I was looking at the Amon Ross and Brown podcast this past week, and he said, "Man, I hope the fans boo Ben Johnson coming in." I think he was being a little sarcastic there.
Yeah.
But coming into this game, I know Ben Johnson going back to Detroit. He wants to win this game. Again, you have the Caleb Williams factor. You know how that's going to look. Ben Johnson knows the Lions, so he could scheme them up really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Bears on this one, man. I think the Bears get their first win in Detroit, and and when this happens, it's going to be crushing for Detroit. They're going to be 0-2, and they're going to be reeling because Ben Johnson's going to come in and spoil that return.
Yeah. You know, I've had my eyes on the Bears this whole season. I've been so kind of infatuated with what's been going on with them, with the coach, with the quarterback. It's just like I can't keep my eyes off of it. But everything you said in terms of the homecoming, the whole storyline between these two franchises because of Ben Johnson, old coordinator coming back, very successful with the Lions. He's with Caleb Williams, trying to get that show running. You got the Lions now; they're looking like a little bit like a shell of themselves after losing their offensive coordinators. I have more faith right now, not by much, not by much, but I have more faith in Ben Johnson's ability to scheme against help scheme against Jared Goff and that offense
Yeah,
than the Lions' ability to scheme against Ben Johnson's offense.
yeah, yeah,
Even though Ben Johnson's offense still isn't running as efficiently as he wants it to run because everyone's still kind of getting acclimated to the system.
yeah.
I think Ben knows Jared and that offense so well that he knows the tendencies of that quarterback and how to get to him. And he's going to parlay that over to his to Dennis Allen, his defensive coordinator, and I think they're going to rattle the Lions. So and then the Lions with that interior offensive line, they're missing a few key pieces there, so they're vulnerable. They're
Yeah,
vulnerable to pressure up the middle.
yeah,
Once you get pressure on Jared Goff, that's it,
yeah, yeah,
right? So I got the Bears in this one. I think the
yeah,
Bears are going to win.
yeah. All right, all right. Okay, so you got Broncos, Colts. I'll keep this simple. I got the Broncos in this game. Colts. Daniel Jones did look surprisingly good, but Broncos are just going to be too tough for them. I'm going with.
So Daniel Jones did look good, but it was against that deplorable organization of the Dolphins. What we see there. However, it was still something about how he did it, though. I mean, there's been bad teams, and I mean, by no means is that the Dolphins the worst team I've ever seen. The way
Right.
that they played, but I've never seen a team score on 7 consecutive drives,
Consecutive. Yes.
and it's been a long time since I've seen an offense run as efficiently as the Colts last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Jones right now is playing better with the Colts than what Bo Nix is showing right now with the Broncos.
Okay.
I got Colts.
You got the Colts?
I got
Boy,
Colts.
okay. Okay.
I got Colts.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's going to be good. Okay. All right. So next game, Panthers, Cardinals. Kyler Murray. Let me see. Looking at Panthers here. I'm going with the Cardinals, man. I know the Panthers. They're not giving me anything right now. I'm going with the Cardinals solely because of Kyler Murray and what he can do, and scrambling, moving out the pocket, hitting receivers. Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals too. I got nothing on this game. I mean, there's nothing to even really talk about with these two teams. So yeah, I got
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Yeah. All right. Next game, we got my Eagles against the Chiefs. This is a Super Bowl rematch. The Chiefs are banged up, man. They're banged up. Rasheed Rice's not gonna play. Travis Kelsey's getting married. His head's not there. Patrick Patrick Mahomes is still going to try and pull off something. Andy Reid is the same person from from before. Of course, fly Eagles fly, man. What else we got to say?
I want to say Chiefs because I want to say Andy's learned. Andy looked at the tape. Andy is going to make the adjustments, right? They're going to be better prepared. But Andy don't do that. Andy don't do none of that. He don't do none of it.
No, no.
Eagles, oh man, Eagles are gonna come in and do the exact same thing they did. Even though, well, wait, you don't have the same personnel.
No, not the same personnel.
You don't have the same personnel,
Yeah.
right? Um, I don't. Is Jalen Carter playing? Is he back?
Jalen Carter is playing. Yes.
So he didn't get suspended. Okay.
No.
All right. Jalen Carter playing. Man, if the Chiefs had Rashee Rice, then I think I would go with the Chiefs, but I have to pick the Eagles on this one.
Let me tell
I
you,
think the
man.
Eagles gonna win.
I
Yeah.
got you. Let me tell you. Rasheed Rice, Mahatma Rice. I don't care what kind of rice they had. They was gonna lose.
Eagles by
regardless.
5. Eagles by 5.
By 5. let me tell, let me tell you this, man. Look, the weak spot right now with the Eagles is cornerback 2. Where Adoree Jackson was there and Jacorian Bennett was going back and forth. I've heard that Cooper DeJean may move over there. But let me tell you, I got all trust in Vic Fangio. They made a couple moves this week. Look, there's no way we lose to the Chiefs. I don't even think it's going to be close. I think this gonna. I mean, if you could exploit the QB2, Vic Fangio is going to have something to shore that up. And I have 100% trust in Vic Fangio when it comes from a defensive standpoint. So I don't see this being close at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Next game, we got the Falcons Vikings. I know with Doc, Falcons just lost again. The Falcons are cursed. I don't know what the deal is. That dude usually is legit, cool, but Penix, looks good. Coming into the season, Falcons got a nice little core, young guys. Look like they, man. Falcons they always do what Falcons do in Atlanta. I'm going with the Vikings. JJ McCarthy looked really good, and the Vikings are gonna win this one.
Yeah, I'm picking the Vikings as well. But it's amazing how similar these two teams are structured, though, right?
Yeah.
2 second-year quarterbacks, 2 highly touted quarterbacks. The personnel around those quarterbacks are kind of similar. At the Falcons, they have a star in the running back position. Vikings have the star at the wide receiver position. The defenses are kind of the same as well, but I think the X factor is Brian Flores, the way he schemes at that defense. Penix, I think the world of him. I think he is an elite talent, but I think Flores kind of confuses them enough to get the Vikings to win.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. All right. Buccaneers, Texans. What's your take on that one?
I can't talk.
I can't hear you. But let me hold on, let me stop it. All right, this next game, Buccaneers, Texans. With this one, Baker Mayfield, CJ Stroud. Let me see. I really like D'Amico Ryans, man. I want him to continue winning in Houston because I really like him. I mean, I think he's a great coach. We just need to get on board, man. I don't know what it is, but I'm going with the Buccaneers. I'm going with the Buccaneers on this one.
This is another game where you got two teams that kind of mirror each other. They're very similar, right? The head coaches are defensive minded head coaches. The offenses are ran by two, the two quarterbacks. They kind of play similar, both in that top 15 echelon of quarterback. Really good quarterbacks. Nice weapons around them. Nico Collins, Emeka Ibuka on the other side.
Yeah.
They all commit to the running game. They have a very sound defense. I'm having a hard time picking this one. Is this a Monday night game?
This is the Monday night game.
Yeah, this is a Monday night game. This is one of two, right?
It's the Monday, early night, yeah.
I'm. You know what? I'm gonna pick the Buccaneers because the Texans they're having a hard time with that offensive line.
Yeah.
They're having a hard time with that offensive line. CJ Stroud is looking frustrated. He didn't look too he wasn't happy that game against us last week
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
Rams. And the Buccaneers, they know how to manufacture pressure. So
Hmm.
I think the Buccaneers are going to win this one.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Last and final Monday night game. You got the Chargers and Raiders. Um, I have a newfound respect. I have a newfound respect for Justin Herbert, man. I mean, okay, I admit I was not a Justin Herbert fan, but after really zeroing in and
Really?
watching him,
Yeah.
Justin Herbert. Okay, yeah, I'm not a fanboy. However,
I know.
I do respect Justin Herbert now after watching him and watching his last week game. I can see a little bit of what people are talking about. I need to see this in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So Justin, continue what you're doing. I'm going with the Chargers, man.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers as well. I think Justin Herbert, I always thought he was a good quarterback. But Harbaugh, this is his second season with the team. I think it's starting to kind of really, uh, take on his identity. Pete Carroll, this is his first year with the Raiders. They still got some work to do. Uh, they're playing better football in Las Vegas,
Yeah.
but I think the Chargers are just a year ahead in their development and getting to where they want to go. So yeah, I think the Chargers are going to win this one.
So week two, man, in the books. I think there's some really interesting games gonna be had. So we'll jump back on and talk about a lot of these games next week, and I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, same here, man. Same
Yeah,
here. All
yeah.
right, enjoy the
All right, man.
games. See you on
Yep.
Tuesday.
See you then.